Hello everyone, how are you all? Just give me your reaction quickly so that I can just see. Hello everyone, how are you all? Okay, good. So basically, we will be just waiting for 4 more minutes so that everybody can join and then we will start our session. I hope you all have installed Android Studio in your system and it is perfectly working fine. So just open your Android Studio and we will start by 8:10. So we will just wait for 4 more minutes so that everybody can join. Okay. Okay, so basically we can start now. So yesterday we have discussed about all theoretical session about Android, that what is Android, what is the scope of Android, why we should learn Android, why should not go for any other OS, what is the history of Android, that all we have already discussed, right? Today, basically we will be working with Android Studio, as we have already discussed about Android Studio as well, that this is a software which will be helping us to create an Android project. And this project is basically, this Android Studio is basically used by every industrial programmer to make their professional application, like all WhatsApp, Facebook, Swiggy, Zomato, all kind of Uber, all kind of application has been made on this particular software, which is called Android Studio only. This is just a IDE, and in which we will be using our, developing environment over here only. So now, First of all, let's just understand that what kind of language we will be using. So I have already told you about this as well. Let's just continue with this. That basically for developing an Android application, there is basically two kind of things. One is front end and second one is back end. Whatever component which you can see by your eyes, that is basically front end. Okay, all the component which you can see, that is all front end, and all the logic behind it. Suppose you are going to click any particular button, and what should happen at that time, right? Or you are sending an email, you have just typed your email, you have just done, and after click on that particular button, your email should be sent to any other person. That particular logic is done is as a backend. So every Android application is having front end and back end. Okay, front end we will be designing in terms of XML language. This is called XML. XML language we will be using for front end designing. And in your front end designing, we have two steps as well. That one way is you can just do your code in your XML language, or second way is basically you can just drag and drop. You do not have to code. You can just drag and drop to make your design. Okay, so we have two options to select on. One is we can just do code, or second one is we can just drag and drop the items. Okay, apart from front end, we have a backend as well. And for backend, we have an option for two languages. One is Kotlin language, or second one is Java language. As we have already discussed that we will be using Java because nobody has responded me that what language you are willing to do. So we will be using Java language for that. So yeah, okay. Java is evergreen language, and Java will help you out to work on different kind of project as well. That is why we will be using Java for the time being. In future, whenever we will be doing training or something, if you want, we can just go ahead with Kotlin as well. And language is not a barrier. If you are good in any particular language, you can just easily adopt any other language as well. I hope that is fine now. And with with this pre-assumption that you have already installed the Android Studio in your system, because you were having the link, and you were supposed to download and install your Android Studio in your system. So I hope we can just move ahead. So first of all, what you have to do is you have to open your Android Studio. I am opening myself, and I will just share my screen quickly. So you can just see that what is Android Studio. And first of all, we will be discussing about all the component which is basically in Android Studio, and we will be discussing about the programming structure as well in Android Studio. So let's just discuss. So basically, let me just share my screen now. Okay, so basically this is, I hope you are able to see my screen. And over here, basically what we actually going to do is I am going to create a new project. So first of all, you will be, opening your project, and over there you will be able to see the file new and new project, because my Android Studio is already been open. That is why I have to go to file, new and new project. In your case, it would be like new project only. So you can just click on that particular, and after that you will be redirected to this particular page. I hope you are able to see this page. And over here, you can see select a project template. So over here, you can see there are so many options over here, like phone and tablet, Wear OS, Android TV, automotive, and Android things. For this, all of this we have already discussed yesterday, that if you are going to create a project for your mobile phone or tablet, then you will be selecting this particular thing. Or if you are going to create your project for your watches, then you will be selecting this Wear OS. Okay. If you are going to create your project for TV, then you have to select this Android TV. If you are going to create your project for your cars, then you have to use automotive. Otherwise, if you are going to create a kiosk like your ATM or any other vending machine kiosk, right? For that, you have to select Android things. Is that fine? So we will be right now using phones and tablet. Then in your phones and tablet, we have so many templates, as you can see over here, like basic activity, bottom navigation activity, empty activity, Google Maps activity, full screen activity, login activity. Okay. So what we will be doing, we will be doing like, Okay, cool. So basically here, what we will be selecting, we will be selecting empty activity for the time being, and then we have to click on next. Once you will click on next, you will be able to redirect on this page where you will be able to see configure your project. And the first option which you can see over here is your my application. It is already been written for you, right? This is basically your project name. So whatever project name you are going to create over here, you can just take over here. So for the timing, maybe what I am going to create, I am going to create a toast hello world project. So we will be just showing a hello world in our toast message. Okay. So first of all, can you just let me know what is toast? Okay, so we are not talking about a bread toast, but actually we are talking about a toast. Toast is basically a normal pop-up message which will be visible for a particular time, and after that it will be automatically hide on your screen. Okay. For example, if I would say when you are going to create a normal message to somebody else, right? Your normal phone SMS. I'm not talking about WhatsApp or any other messenger. I'm just talking about normal message which you can do in your normal old phone as well, right? So in if you are going to create a normal message and you have just typed your recipient number as well to which you want to send that particular message. Now, instead of click on send button, what you have done is you have just click on back button. What will happen? You will see a normal message which is called your message saved as draft. That is basically a toast. Okay, that particular thing is basically a toast. So we are going to create a toast message application in which we will be welcoming our user like hello world or something like that. Okay, so here you have to type the project name. In my case, I am just writing like hello world toast. I hope there is no problem with that. After you type your hello world toast name over here, then you will be able to see this package name. Okay, in your package name you will be able to see that it will automatically create it. You do not have to change anything, but because we are doing it very first time, so we should understand it what is the meaning of this package name, right? So package name is nothing but it is a unique identification for your project, for your Play Store application. Okay, so what does it mean? So it just means all the project which you are able to see on your Play Store, that is all different, and that is all different because of this package name only. That means this should be unique. The similar application as well in the Play Store can have same name, can have same logo, can have same functionality, but their package name should be different to live it on Play Store. Okay, so because of this package name uniqueness only, you will be able to differentiate two application on your Play Store or in your Android mobile phone as well. I hope that is fine. So, for example, if I would say that two student who is having same height, same health, same color, same identification, same feature, but they both is having what different roll number. So roll number is their uniqueness. Same thing is here right now. Package name should be unique for each and every project. So it is being automatically generated as per your project name. So we are not going to change it. Apart from that, this is what the save location. This is what your path where your project should be saved. If you want, you can change it from here. Okay, but we are not going to change it because we are good to go with this location as well. So what does it mean with the save location? As a name suggests, your source code for this project would be saved in this particular location. Okay. If your friend will help you out, or if you want to share your code with your friend, so you can just copy the code from here and you can just share it with your friend as well. Okay. Now, language. Language, you are able to see Java for the timing over here. And I have already told you about it that Java we will be using as a backend language. That means this language means to backend language. And for the backend language, we have options. We can just do code with Java or we can just do code with Kotlin. So here you can see we have two options, Java or Kotlin. But in beam. So in my case, it is 4.1 jelly bean and the API level is 16. That means minimum SDK which we are going to use is API 16 Android 4.1. That is basically for my case. Maybe in your system it would be different. So whatever it is, you can just let it be as it is, because that is totally dependent as per your Android SDK, that for which Android version you have all the dependency available, because for your Android SDK you have to download so many things for different API level. So in my case, minimum level is API 16. Maybe in your case it would be somewhat different. What does it actually means? The actually means of minimum SDK is whatever application I am going to create right now, that will at least work, on this API level, which is minimum SDK. Is it fine? Guys, I just got to know that your screen is having some issue, right? There is some a distortion between screen and my voice, right? So let me know if it is fine now. Give me your reaction quickly so that I can understand that it is fine or not. If it is fine, just give me your thumbs up. If it is not fine, then you can just down thumbs up so that I can got to know. Okay, so basically it is up. That means screen is fine. That's great. So we can continue now. Okay, cool. Okay, so basically, I was just talking about this minimum SDK. So in minimum SDK, I was just saying that whatever project you are creating right now, that will at least work at minimum level on API 16, which is 4.1. Okay, and what is the maximum level? Maximum level is always be current Android version. I will just let you know that where it is defined. I will just show you that as well. But you can consider, right, the upper level is always be the latest version, but lower level you can just define from here. And also upper level also you can define. Where you will be defining, I will just let you know after a little while. Okay. So here you do not have to change anything. So if I repeat myself again that we have already changed the name only. Apart from that, package name is automatically generated. Save location, we are not going to change. Language, we have to pay attention that language should be Java only. Minimum SDK would be this only. Okay, guys, I think I got to know again that there was some issue. So I've just restarted my screen again. And I think now it is fine. As per I can communicate with my team that it is fine right now. So basically, let me just repeat myself again that what we have done, we have just create on file, then new and new project. And after that, I was just running over here on empty activity, right? So here we have to select phone and tablet, and here we have to select empty activity. Okay. If you want to work on, smart watches, TV, automotive, or Android things, so you can just select from here as well. But for the time being, because we are working with phones and tablets, so that is why we have to select phones and tablet. And from here, there are so many templates available. So in my case, because this is just a greet message application, so in my case, for the timing, we will be using empty activity only. Okay. You have to provide project name. Okay. So in my case, because we are going to create a toast message, I hope you know that what is toast message. So right now we have just made hello world toast as my project name. Package name. Package name would be unique for each and every project. It will differentiate two projects on your Play Store. So that is why two projects cannot have the same package name. So once you will type your name, then package name will automatically have unique identification as per your project name. Save location is basically the location where your source code of this project will be saved. Okay. If you want to share this code with somebody else, maybe in your friend or something like that, so you have to go to this location and you can just copy this code and share it to somebody else. Language, as you can see, Java is here. That means this is a backend language. And for backend language, we have two options, Java and Kotlin. In my case, we will be using like Java. So make sure you will be able to select this Java. Minimum SDK. Minimum SDK is API 16. This is in my case, but in your case, it would be different. That is totally dependent on your Android SDK, because Android SDK should be updated. And for Android SDK, you can just download each and every component as per the API level. So whatever component you have seen over here, you can just let it be as it is. What does it mean? It means this project will at least work on this Android 4.1. Okay, minimum it will work on 4.1. Below that, there is no guarantee that it will work or not, and maximum it will work on latest version. Okay, where you can define the latest version, that I will just let you know little bit later. Okay, I hope there is no problem with this screen. If no, just quickly give me a reaction so that we can proceed further. Okay, that's great. So now we can just click on finish button. Once we will just click on finish button, you will be able to see that some Gradle file is running right now. Okay, it will take some time, and here you can see that loading is running over here. That means all the necessary files for this project is now being created. So we have to wait until this is being created. Okay, once it will complete, then we will proceed further. Here you can see Gradle Building is running. Okay, so let's just wait for it to complete. It will take a little bit time, like 2 to 5 minutes, because and this is basically totally depend on your system health, like what is the configuration of your system and all. So It will ideally take 2 to 5 minutes. So let's just wait for it to complete. Once it will get done, we will just proceed further. Okay, so here you can see my project has been done and this has been created. And here you can see there are two files which you can see activity underscore main.xml and main activity.java. These two files is automatically generated. We will just discuss that what exactly it is. But before that, I want to showcase that what exactly your product is structured, right? So because this is our very first time, this is our very first project, so we have to understand what does it mean for each and every component written over here, right? So before typing anything, you can just pay attention over here and let's just understand the each and everything over here. So here you can see there are two folders. One is app folder and second one is Gradle Script. Okay. So we will be discussing Gradle Script little bit later. Before that, let's just understand about the app folder. Inside in your app folder, we have three folders. One is manifest folder, second one is Java folder, and third one is your resource folder. Right. Now, I have already told you that for your Android project, there should be front end and there should be back end. Okay. And by default, whenever you are going to create any project, you will be able to see one activity. Okay. What is activity? In Android, whatever page you will be able to see, that is all activity. Okay. So in Android, we are not saying that it is page, we will be saying that it is activity. And in every activity will have one front end and one back end. This statement is not fully corrected because with one backend you can have more than one front end, but because you are just beginner, so for the timing you can just understand that for each and every activity which we will be able to see on the screen, for that we have to create one front end and one backend for one activity. Okay, whenever you are going to create a project, you will be able to get one activity. That means you will be able to see one front end and one backend by default. Okay, so let's just understand over here, where is my backend? Okay, where is my backend? So as you know, your backend would be in Java. So your backend would be in Java folder. So once you will click on Java folder, you will be able to see this three folder over here. Okay. In front of two folder, you will be able to see this Android test and test. That means we are not going to work with this two folder where Android test or test is written, because this is the job of tester. Because we are a developer, we will be working on the first folder, and here inside in your first folder you will be able to see this main activity. This main activity is nothing but your backend for that by default activity which you are getting. So this is your main activity.java. This is your first backend. Is that fine? Whatever written over here, we will be discussing little bit later. Before that, I just want to see that what exactly the meaning of each and every file over here. So let me just close it. We have just understood that what is written inside the Java folder, that is my backend is here, Java, and then first folder, and this is what my backend file. Now, where is your front end file? So your front end file would be inside in your resource folder. Resource folder is having 4 folders, but your front end file would be in your layout folder. So you have to go to your layout folder, and here you will be able to see activity underscore main.xml. And here you are able to see this is your front end. Okay. Now in your front end, I have already told you that you have two options. You can just drag and drop things like this. If you need this button, you can just drag and drop. But in case if you want to do code, then you can just go to here split mode. Right now it is in design mode. If you will go to in split mode over here, then you will be able to see this code as well for this particular project, for this particular screen. So if I zoom it, then you will be able to see this. By default, you are getting this hello world as a text view on your screen. So this is the code written, and you can see this is the text view where hello world is written. Okay, this hello world code is written over here. So this is what the thing. Either you can just drag and drop, or you can just do the code over here to have component on your screen. Whenever I'm saying component, that means all text view, image view, label, your any other stuff, buttons, all the component, all the things is basically the component, whatever you can see on your front end. Okay. We have another option which is code. If you will click on code, then you will only be able to see this code only. If you will click on split, then you will be able to see this code and design both together. If you will click on design, then you will be able to see the design only. I hope there is no problem. Now you got to know where is your backend, and now you got to know where is your front end. Okay. Is there any problem till now? Okay, cool. So now we can just go ahead. Now let's you will keep all your images would be inside in your drawable folder. And for all the images, you have to pay attention that your image name should always be in a small letter, and there should not be any space, and there should not be any numeric value. Okay. We will be discussing this in my later classes whenever we'll be working with any image. Okay. Apart from that, we have a mipmap folder. Inside in your mipmap folder, you will be having all the icons which you will be using in your project. That should always be inside in your mipmap folder. And terms and condition are the same as for the drawable, that your name of your icon should always have a small letter without any numeric value, without any spaces. Okay. Then we have a values folder. Inside in your values folder, we have some files. One is theme. Theme, we have theme.xml and themes.xml for night version. So maybe in so many applications, you have seen that you have option to showcase your app in two way, in your night mode and in your day mode. So that can be controlled by this themes.xml and theme.xml for night. We will be discussing during the training session. For the timing, we just got to know that what does it mean, so we can use it theme for that particular purpose. We have colors.xml, as the name suggests, all the colors which we will be using in our project, that all should be defined over here. Okay. Now all the strings, all the string text like your project name, all the string like your title or any other thing which you will be using as a string in your project, that all should be inside in your string.xml. I hope values folder is also understood. Now resource folder is completed because we got to know that what is drawable folder, we got to know what is layout folder, we got to know what is mipmap folder, we got to know what is values folder. So we both we know about Java folder, we know about resource folder. Now if I can ask you that where is your front end, I hope you can just tell me that your front end is basically inside in your resource folder, inside in your layout folder, right? Where is your backend? Your backend is basically in your Java folder, and the first folder is having your backend file. That is fine. Now we have one manifest folder as well. Manifest folder is having Android manifest.xml. We are not going to change anything over here for the time being, but what does it mean? This is basically you can understand as a brain of your project. Basically, how many activities, how many pages you have in your project, that should be defined in your manifest file. What kind of permissions you are using in your project, that also should be defined over here. What is your project name, that should also be defined over here. What is your icon, that should also be defined over here, app icon. Okay. Your theme, each and everything should be over here only. So you can understand manifest is as your brain, your project brain, and that all necessary information, all important information should be used inside in your manifest folder, manifest file. Okay. So we can just close it right now. So basically, in short, we know about manifest folder, Java folder, and source folder. That means we know about app folder. Give me your reaction, guys, if all cool till here. Okay, that's great. We have one heart as well. That's cool. So now, okay, so heart is increased to 3. Now we can just go to second folder, which is basically Griddle Script. Okay, so this Griddle script is having some files over here. For this duration, actually, we will not be using all files, but there are two main files which is very important, at least for whenever you will be doing some, enhanced versions of your application. So let me tell you about what exactly the meaning of these all files. So basically, we have these two build gradles. One is project level build gradle, and second one is module level build gradle. So if I click on project level build gradle, here you will be able to see this class path. Class path is basically, you can understand as a module from where every library, every important library, every by default library should be inside this. All the tools available related to Android, that is basically all inside this class path. So you do not have to type anything because you will get it by default. You do not have to change anything over here. But let me just tell you that what is the meaning of this. So basically, this is having this class path, and basically all the libraries which you can see in your Android, that should be inside in your Google or inside in your JCenter library. So that is what defined over here by default. Okay. Now we have a module level build gradle that is important for you, because over here only you will be able to see this. What is your compile SDK version? Okay. Compile SDK version is basically that version which will be using during your compilation, during your building your APK. Whenever you will click and to build your APK, so your Android Studio will use this version of Android to build your APK and to test on. Okay, so if this APK will work on this particular SDK version, that means you can understand that your APK should work at least on this version. Okay, so compile SDK version should, you have to try that this should be always latest version. Okay, so right now we have a 30 version. 30 is not your Android OS version, but at least this is your API level. If you remember, whenever we were just using minimum SDK version, at the time we were just selecting API 16. That was my minimum Android SDK version, and maximum right now it is 30. Okay, in your default config, you will be able to see application ID, and this is nothing but your package name. And this will be your uniqueness for the Play Store. Okay. Minimum SDK version, as you can see, 16, which we have defined during the creation of the project. Okay. If you want, you can just change it over here as well. Suppose you want to make it like 20 or maybe 21, that you can change it to here as well. But right now, we are not going to change it. Target SDK version, it should be always same as your compile SDK version. What does it mean? That means maximum SDK version is my target version, and I am just right now targeting 30. That means my application will work 16 to 30, all the apps, like from KitKat to Pi and Android 10 and Android 11 as well. Okay, version code. What is my app version? That is 1. What is my version name? That is 1.0. And there are some other things over here which you can see, all the dependencies which is by default you will be getting. And this is basically the general dependency which is required to create your Android project. Okay. Apart from that, add-ons, we will be adding so many dependencies in future as well. Whenever we will be doing training, suppose we want to use recycler view, then we have to add some dependency over here. That in detail we will be discussing in later whenever we will be doing our training. But for the timing, you can understand that these two files is basically important for us. One is project level for creating a class path, and second one to change all of these things if you want to change it. But for the timing, we are not going to change anything. We will be just closing it. Now I hope we are good to go to understand about the Android structure, and you are good to go to tell me that you understood or not. So you know how you will present yourself. You have to give me some reactions, and that's great. Cool. So now we are going to create a project. Obviously, we have created a project. Now we have to build this project, right? We have to make that message in my project. So what we actually going to create? We are actually going to create a toast message. How we will be creating? Let's just go over here. And for the timing, because we are going to showcase that hello world, So we are not going to change anything in my front end because today we do not, we do not have any requirement to change anything in the front end. We just need a toast message. For that, we have to go to in your Java because we have to work on backend only, and on your first and just open this main activity. Over here, you will be able to see some kind of code written for you. What does it mean? Let me just tell you about it. This is basically the package name. If you closely see, this is your package name of your project. This will be written for every backend page. Okay, you will be able to see this only. Import, if you ever worked with Java before, then you know that for anything, whatever you are going to use in your project or in your class, that should be written somewhere, right? Suppose if I would be using this on create or this, set content view, this method should be written somewhere where it is. So it is written in app compact activity before only, right? So that should be import. That means you have to tell the address that from which file you have to use this particular method. Right now, this is by default, but in future as well, we will be using something over here, and then we will be importing that thing. That means we are going to tell our computer that you have to get this particular thing from that particular location. Okay. Then we have a main activity, which is my class name, and we are extending it to app compact activity. App compact activity is basically a parent class for this main activity. You can consider as this is a child and this is a parent, and this parent is nothing but a Android class, and it is having all necessary functions related to my Android project, from which onCreate is one of the common and most important function. That is what is written for you. And this is not from main activity. This is from app compact activity, which we actually using right now. And inside this onCreate, we have a line which is set content view. This function will do what? This function will link this main activity, my backend, with my front end file, which is activity underscore main. If you will closely see, this is nothing but your activity underscore main, your front end file name. So that is what it is linking because of this. Okay. Now we are good to go. OnCreate function will call very first time whenever you are going to open your app. So whenever this activity will be launched, this particular function will automatically call very first time, and whatever return you will be, whatever you will be write over here, that will execute at that particular moment of time. So what we want, whenever I open the application, I should see a hello world toast. For that, we have to create a toast over here. How we will be creating? So you have to come over here before this two bracket, you will be over here, and here you have to type capital T because toast is a class name, and you know that whenever you are writing any class name, you always be using capital letter because we are going to use toast. So T should be capital, then TOA, and you know that the biggest advantage to use any IDE like Android Studio is Android Studio will always help you out with some instruction or with some suggestions. Okay. And you know that we developers are very lazy. And because we are lazy, we will always using this help. So we will be selecting this toast. And after this toast, you have to use dot. And with dot in Java, if you will type dot, you will be able to see, all the properties available inside that particular class name. And right now we have these two options, make text. Okay. So you have to use make text, but because right now we are going to show a message only, then you will be using this character sequence text message of make text. Just select it. And once you will select it, inside in your double quotes, you have to first type this context. How you will be using context? You will start typing GET. Make sure whatever I'm typing in a small letter, you have to type that in a small letter. Whatever I'm typing in capital letter, you have to type in capital letter because your Java is case sensitive. Okay. So you have to use get application context from here, and then you have to use comma. And basically inside in your this, here you have to select this character sequence text. That means whatever message you are going to print. In my case, whatever I want to show hello world. So how you will be selecting double quotes and using hello world to my first application. Okay, you can just showcase something like that, and let me just make it small as well, and that is fine. And after double quotes, you can just again make a comma, and over here you have to provide the duration. And for a toast, you have two type of duration. Duration basically use that for how many second you want to showcase this particular toast message. So you will be using toast class again, toast dot, and here you will be able to see long, length short or length long. So suppose right now I am going to use length long, and then after this bracket you have to showcase it like dot show. This is basically line which you have to type. I hope you will be able to do it. Once done, just let me know. You have to just type this line, and we are done with this project for the very first time. Okay, now after creating this project, how you will be able to make your APK? Do you know what is APK? APK is basically that particular thing which you have to provide it in your mobile phone, and you have to install it in your mobile phone. Okay, executable file for your Android project. So basically, I will let you know that how you can just make your APK, and then what you have to do is you have to copy your APK and you have to provide it in your mobile phone. So I hope that particular job to transfer your APK from your mobile laptop to your mobile phone, that is I am providing you as a assignment, because I am not telling you that how you can just take your APK, or how you can transfer your file from your laptop to your mobile phone. I hope you can do it by your own. So that is what I'm not providing you. But how you will create your APK, that is I'm going to tell you. You have to go to your build option. After that, you will be able to see this build bundle and APK. You have to click on this build APK, and you will be able to see this Gradle build is running. So it will take again 2 to 3 minutes. We will just wait. Once it will get done, I will just let you know that how your APK will be look like. And then you have to transfer it from your laptop to your mobile phone. You can just use anything, like you can just use Bluetooth to transfer. You can use WhatsApp to transfer. You can use Google Drive to transfer. You can use data cable to transfer. That is all up to you, that how you want to transfer your file. APK is just your file. You can transfer it from your laptop to your mobile phone, and in your mobile phone, then you will be able to install it in your mobile phone just as a normal application. Okay, so let me just show you. As you can see, Gradle build is running. That means it is right now creating a APK. Okay, so we will just wait for it. Once it will get done, I will just show you that how you will be able to find your APK. So here on the right side, you can see build APK is done, and we have an option like locate. So just click on this locate feature over here. Once you will click on it, you should redirect to this particular location where your APK is. Okay, so this is basically your APK, appdebug.apk. So right now you can just copy, paste somewhere, like you can just paste it to desktop or wherever you want, and then from desktop you can just transfer it to your mobile phone. I hope that you can do it by your own. If you can do it by your own, just give me your quickly reaction so that I can just see, yes, you can do it. That's great. You can do it. Cool. And after transferring it, you have to click on this APK. After downloading your mobile phone, you can just click on it your mobile phone APK, and then you will be able to install it, and that particular project should work on. Okay. Now we have another thing to showcase you, that if we want to run it on emulator, so we can just click on this particular button, and it will basically open our emulator. So as you can see, Gradle build is running. Okay, Gradle build is running, and that should be come up over here. So we will just see if my emulator will showcase that particular APK. So let's just see over here again and again. And here you can see my application is running, and this is what my close message, hello world, and it is automatically went. Okay. So this was the project. I hope you enjoyed, and you will be able to see your first project, first Android application on your mobile phone as well. So once you are done with this, just quickly let me know. And I hope you have your Telegram group right now where you can just send your queries as well and send your output as well. If yes, just give me a reaction. Okay, so I think you do not have that Telegram group right now, right? So let me just ask from my management so that they will just generate a group for you, and there you will be able to send your from that. If you have any query, you can just send it over there only. Okay. Okay, guys. Now we will be meeting day after tomorrow, and till then you can just continue with this project, and then we will just making any other project on the Monday. Okay. Okay. Thank you for